Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna revisit how to beat Masked Taimanin on step 100, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, Masked Taimanin, the first enemy we received on VR, it is honestly pretty weak in comparison to other enemies, but it has its strengths, and there are certain strategies that you can use to just delete this enemy super easily. So, let's just start with the basics. What does she do? Masked Taimanin is divided into stages. The first stage has a code and the second doesn't. With the code, this enemy has extra critical rate resistance. So it's more difficult to crit on the first stage, and on the second you will be able to crit depending on the difficulty, of course, but well, it is doable. Now, the basic attacks for both forms. She is going to launch kunais in front, kind of on a cone shape, and she's also going to do a dash that slashes forward. Those are cross attacks. So, yeah, those are her basic attacks. Then, once you defeat the first stage and she drops the code, she's gonna gain additional attacks. Number one, she can jump, and when she lands, she's going to create some rocks that are going to hit you. Honestly, that's a pretty easy to dodge attack and easy to abuse because you can inflict debuffs while doing that animation. It's super good. Then she has let's see, she has, let's say, a casting animation that does two different things depending on when she uses that casting animation. This casting animation gives her invincibility. You cannot apply debuffs nor damage the enemy when she's doing that, so keep that in mind. On the first cast, she's going to gain a speed buff, which it is annoying, but you can deal with that. And you can also take advantage of the fact that she's buffing herself with certain supporters. And on the second casting, she is going to summon 4 clones. And immediately after that, she's going to teleport to a corner and she's going to do a spin attack where she's going to launch various projectiles at specific directions. So they don't track you, they don't change directions, they always go the same way. So you can easily avoid those by just moving to a spot that the disc don't hit. And the dangerous aspect of this is that if you try to go and hit Masked Taimanin while she's doing that, you're gonna lose a ton of HP. But the good thing is that the summons are going to keep your partners occupied, and they're not gonna try to go next to Masked Taimanin. So that's a good thing. Lastly, she has a Fuma shuriken that she summons, and that's going to track you. That can be pretty bad depending on how much damage she has and how much damage reduction you have, because it can obliterate your whole team. Honestly, you want a good amount of damage reduction if you let her cast that thing. If you abuse certain strategies, you will never reach that point, but well, keep that in mind. Now, let's see those strategies. As usual, we're going completely F2P. Let's see, what else do I have over here? Wait a moment, my controller is not working properly. It has like a little drift there. So I'm doing this on 200, but it's designed to work on 100. Remember that. As usual, we use the name of Fuma. Only PP weapons on the main, or permanent weapons are weapons, SR weapons. So nothing like super important. On the subslots, you may see like maybe different limited gear, but it doesn't matter. The stats aren't comparable to the PP weapons. The PP weapons are better on the stat department. So, anyways, let's just start with the slow strategy. There are multiple characters in the game that are able to inflict the slow. Some characters do them on a specific color, some do it on specific skills. Just gather any combination of characters with speed reduction, mash them together, and abuse that. It is as simple as that. In this case, I'm using Tokiko, I'm using Shisui, and also Phantasma. Let's start with Phantasma. Phantasma is the strongest one of the bunch, and probably you want to use this one on any of your slow compositions that you devise. So, PP weapon, whatever weapon on the subslot, both 5 out of 5 and plus 13, anti-human, yin yang Magatemas, whatever attack Magatemas on the subslot, impaling terror, twister dance, and slasher horror. So all of these skills, as you can see, inflict a speed reduction on the enemy. Yeah, we want to stop the enemy and we don't want it to move at all. As simple as that. We put an excellent Mido Haruka over here because, well, Mido Haruka, huge damage increase against humans if on the main, and decent damage reduction in case of an emergency. We have Arabella over here, and we have Maika. I am committing myself to go full damage because this is heavily relying on control with the debuffs. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can use in this specific slot someone like Sakuya to reduce damage taken. In case you need the damage reduction, go with that. And of course, remember, I am limiting myself to F2P stuff, but you can go with limited or permanent, whatever you want and whatever you have that is available to you, just use it. Stats of the customs, stat training, and now let's go with Tokiko. Tokiko is an excellent supporter, I have said this many times, and she's going to increase the damage we deal with the weapon and with her skills. Even so, she has a way to reduce speed by herself. That's why I'm using this character. If you have someone better at speed reduction, I mean, Murasaki is an option, sure. But honestly, we don't want to rely on speed reduction that comes from... Where's Murasaki? That comes from perfect dodge. And Murasaki likes to use the tentacle mine. The other option is to use tentacle anchor, but tentacle anchor and also tentacle anchor green on the main and a tentacle hold with 2 blues. Yeah, that's an option for a speed reduction supporter Murasaki, but well, there are many others that you can use. You can use Emily, you can use I think Kurenai has some form of a speed reduction. I don't remember, but just check the characters. Also Shisui, but Shisui is blue and I'm using blue Phantasma. Shisuru, not Shisui. Well, back to Tokiko. So for skills, Clairvoyance, which probably I won't use, but it's nice to have just in case. This is going to heavily reduce the defense of the enemy. Then we have Blast, which reduces the defense of the enemy by 30% for 10 seconds. That's going to increase the damage tremendously. And then we have Hummingbird, which gives a 20% speed reduction on 10 seconds. Pretty useful, pretty useful. Let's not forget about the weapon. Mechanical Dart is going to give us a huge damage increase by debuffing the enemy. 5 out of 5 and plus 15, both weapons, whatever weapon on the subslot, anti-human, earth Magatemas, whatever Magatemas on the subslot. And for the supporters, okay, so I decided to use Tokiko because she has a green skill that reduces slow, and I want this one on the main. I want someone who is a human or machine. Why? Because Vacation Barretta is going to give us an active on 30-second cooldown that reduces speed of the enemy for 10 seconds by 40%. That's pretty useful. Though the enemy might get out of the field every now and then, yeah, it's gonna have so much speed reduction that it doesn't really matter. It is just another effect on top of that that is pretty useful. We have Misaki for the damage increase, and we have Mitsuki for the damage increase. Unfortunately, we don't have that many options for F2P supporters that can provide useful effects. If you have the Momochi weapon, you can use Reiko to increase your damage. Of course, there's that, but not with Tokiko. Specifically, Tokiko doesn't actually need that. Then what else do we have? F2P. Honestly, there isn't that much. Other than healing or passive healing, you really don't have anything else. Maybe a Torajiro for the damage increase, or Aina for the defense reduction if you're using a machine. But that's about it. Well, stats of the customs, stat training, and the main. So Shisui is going to be the one that we use because she can slow on red, as simple as that. I'm using both PvP weapons, 5 out of 5, plus 15, plus 13. Anti-human, water and wind Magatamas, with whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot. And we're going red. So, depending on what you want to do, you can use either power engage or light of explosion. If you want to pilot Shisui, use light of explosion. If you don't care about that and you just want to auto this, just use power engage. We use guardian charge for the speed reduction and arrowing light for the speed reduction too. We have Gal Lilim, we have Susune, and we have Stella. Gal Lilim is on the main because she is able to inflict a debuff that increases the duration of debuffs inflicted after this one. So yeah, that's pretty useful for the strategy. Stats of the customs, stat training, and the Nemofuma. You know the Nemofuma, it is just one of the best skills. Technically, in this specific team, you can just forgo this and put whatever form of damage increase that you want. Like, I guess just for this one, because the strategy revolves around stopping the enemy, we can change this for X Nisha 8s. This one is also pretty F2P. Like, Kowaru is one of the supporters, the supporter that I recommend at the start of the game, because we get a ticket to grab one of the 3 first supporters. And Onigumo is available on the archive, so you're gonna get this one. So yeah, pretty simple to get. So just this, what? Why? I didn't. I guess it loaded like another setup. Let's see. Where is it? Just these ones we're gonna use X Nisha 8s. Only because we're not gonna reduce damage taken. Basically, that's why. So let's just see how this works. It is pretty simple, especially if I'm autoing this. So step 200, yeah. And I just get near the enemy and we let everyone do its work. I mean, I don't deal that much damage with my basics, but it's okay. Oof, this is horrible, guys. Why do I say so? This has suppress damage reduction and extra HP for the boss. My main damage dealers are both suppress and, well, the extra boss HP, well, you know, that's not that great. Well, I mean, I think I can deal with this. The issue is HP recovery. Oh, come on, no, no, no. Did it? Where is it? I don't even know where the enemy is. I think it's that one. Yeah, because it doesn't have the code. So, let's just... Oh, invincibility. As I mentioned, the invincibility can be pretty annoying. Okay, nice. The thing with this much HP and yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this one just because I hit bad RNG. It's just that. Like I have done this with what was the effect? Damage reduction, red damage reduction, suppressed damage reduction, but not with both of them. With the HP increase on top of that, it's difficult because I didn't put HP recovery. Let's see. Yeah, without both debuffs, both stage effects, look at what happens. Completely different, the run. Pretty doable. Yeah, done. I just evade. And I'm gonna use the active to inflict longer debuffs. And I'm already halfway through its HP. So yeah, I mean, the strategy is good. The thing is, like, you have to rely on RNG. Well, it's always like that on BR. Now, let's do the other one. For the other one, instead of having a cohesive team that revolves around slow, you can use just Oboro, and that's it. That's all you need. Oboro you have to pilot yourself. But the advantage is that you can use everyone else to just deal damage. So let's go with the damage dealers first. Over here I have Astaroth because she's a ranged character that relies on her mobility. I was testing this with Blue Micah, and unfortunately she stays too far away to be reliable. You could use Sora if you want, sure, but I just went for Astaroth because I wanted to do pure colors. So, whatever weapon on the main slot, whatever weapon on the sub slot, 5 out of 5 and plus 15. Anti-human, Yin Yang Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the sub slot. Supernova, Fire Blast, Phoenix Dive. Fire Blast because we need it. Otherwise, we're not gonna hit the enemy with the basics because Asteroid is going to move around. The stage is small enough so that we always hit as long as we use Fire Blast. And Phoenix Dive is going to help us so that we can cast Supernova. Then, the same, Mido Haruka, Arabella, and Micah. Just damage increase, as simple as that. Stats of the customs, stat training. Then we have Ragnarok. Ragnarok, I decided to go with this one because she is going to increase the damage output while also dealing a good amount of damage. That's why. So I have a Candy Saber, but I mean, this means that you can put any weapon because this is not going to give us a beneficial effect. You can put whatever weapon you want. It's just that my PP weapon is not like enchanted at a higher level. So anti-human wind Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the subtle, whatever weapon, 5 out of 5 plus 15. Snowstorm, Icicle Zone, Frost, Wind. All of these to inflict freeze. Well, this one doesn't, but it gives me damage increase. This one also gives me damage increase. And this, well, the freeze. We have Misaki on the main so that we can heal the party. We have Mitsuki to increase damage and Torajiro to increase damage. Stats of the customs, stat training, Oboro. So I could again go with X. Yeah. Once again, we're gonna use X. So, Oboro. Oboro has the ability to just stop the enemy strikes with mind control, which is not exactly slow. It's a different debuff, which is excellent. We have an anti-human weapon, which we're gonna abuse. We have whatever anti-human Magatamas on the main, whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot. We have whatever weapon on the subslot. 5 out of 5 plus 15, both of them. Wicked Slasher, Hypnosis Seal, and Blooming Carnage. All of these are supportive skills that we use to keep the enemy on its place. We start with Wicked Slasher, or if we see the enemy prepared to do an attack, we just use Hypnosis Seal. When any of the mind controls effects are about to wear off, we use Blooming Carnage to reduce the speed of the enemy, so that it's easier to use Hypnosis Seal, or so that we have time for the cooldowns to just reset and use Wicked Slasher. So yeah, that's about it. It's pretty simple. We have over here Susune, not only for the HP recovery, but also for the snare. I mean, that's super useful on this strategy. I have Shirayuki and I have Stella. All of these are going to increase my damage. So pretty simple. Start of the customs, start training, and let's do the run. It is honestly extremely easy. Even easier than the previous one because you have so much damage. Fortunately, we don't have damage reduction right now because none of my characters are protect. But the enemy does have, those have the HP increase. Just like that, and we, I casted the... There. As I told you, this attack, I love this attack. It's so easy to abuse the animation. Blooming Carnage. No, this is Blooming Carnage, I forgot. The other one is Wicked Slasher. Wicked Slasher. There. Nice. Super simple, super easy. There. Nice. Yep, stop there. I'm gonna use the ultimate to stop the animation. Yeah, the good thing about that that attack is that you can stop it midway if you just use the... Oh, no, ouch! That hurt. No! Okay, that was my... Oh, and I beat it! Okay, it glitched. Nice. That was my bad. I could have avoided that one, but I casted the Blooming Carnage on the right time. On the wrong time. So let's do that one more time, just so that you can see. I mean, basically it was just... I was just one frame away from beating this. No, not one frame away, but it was pretty close. And again, HP increase for the boss. Pretty easy. So the debuff is about to expire, so we put the slow, and then we take advantage of that to be able to just cast the Hypnosis Seal. There. Excellent. About to expire, so we slow. I miss. There. Nope. Well, whatever. Just deal more damage, deal even more damage. Okay, we wait. And Wicked Slasher. And Blooming Carnage. Yep, just like that. That's what was supposed to happen. So, as you can see, this enemy is not that difficult. Even though I lost twice. I mean, I'm using F2P gear, and always the stage effect can be pretty bad depending on the combination. So keep an eye on those. If you cannot beat these stages or any of the VR stages, just try it again with different effects and you might be able to. So, anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you found this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!